Garden, Marv Albert, Mike Fratello, Ahmad Rashad, Hannah Storm. Heading to the second half. High point men, Michael Jordan with 17 in his 21 minutes, 7 of 14 from the field. Scottie Pippen with 10 points, hit 3 of 9. And Patrick Ewing, 5 of 9, but only 2 of his 15 came in the second quarter. The Bulls with the ball and a 4-point lead. Jordan and Armstrong in the backcourt. Grant, Cartwright, and Pippen up front. Here is Jordan. Tough angle jump shot by Michael Jordan. And the Bulls now lead by 6. It is their biggest lead of the day.
The willingness of Michael Jordan to move without the basketball and trying to shake a defender, and then the patience of Grant just waiting to get him open and then give him the ball at the right time.
Armstrong was trying to draw the foul. The block by Pippen. Smith with the recovery. Charles Smith, 5 out of 8. 10 points. He has had a solid performance. The Bulls 50. The Knicks 46. Armstrong going to his left but had the baseline closed by Rivers. The shot clock is at 5. Pippen had it knocked away. And it will be Nick Ball.
Sometimes you have to stay with it even after a good defensive play by Scottie Pippen. The piece, the deflection. Charles Smith stays after it. He's not going to let him block the next one.
Rivers able to bring across against the pressure of Armstrong. Starks. Yes. John Starks presented with very little daylight, but has the quick release, and he's brought the Knicks with him too.
I think a player that New York has to get involved a little more here in the second half as Jordan penetrates and dumps off to Scottie Pippen, and Pippen has a few words to say to Charles Oakley as he walks away. I think Doc Rivers has to become more of a factor in this basketball game. Only 10 minutes in the first half, no points scored, and granted, Greg Anthony did a nice job. He had 6 assists with no turnovers. They need some scoring out of Doc Rivers.
Doc has been an enormous spark in the playoffs, offensively and defensively. The hero of the clinching game 4 in Indiana, 21 points, hitting 4 out of 6 from downtown. That foul committed by Patrick Ewing, putting Scottie Pippen on the line. Ewing has 2. The Bulls 52 and the Knicks 48.
Now, I'm sure that Pat Riley realized, and part of the reason why he only played 10 minutes, that in those 10 minutes of play, he did have 3 turnovers, which helped Chicago get into their transition game and produce some easy scores.
Yes, the Bulls with 9 steals in the first half. Ewing, yes. That may be a delay of game warning. Yes, it is against the Knicks. The ball was knocked away, preventing Chicago from moving down in a hurry. The Knicks have hit their last 3 shots. They closed the second quarter, missing 8 of 9. Smith deflected it, and it will be Chicago ball.
New York coming out with an aggressive attitude here to start the second half, up in the passing lanes, overplaying, stopping Chicago from swinging the ball from side to side in the half-court offense.
Here is Pippen, got a good look. Cartwright, and it's fielded by Oakley. The Knicks trailing by 2. Off the double team, Pippen with the steal is 4th for the game. Armstrong on a pull-up. Yes, and the Bulls lead by 4.
Chicago is right back into extending its defense, pick up the ball a little bit higher, make some things happen as Jordan and Grant try to jump Rivers in the backcourt.
Open shot for Charles Smith. The Bulls 54, the Knicks 52. Chicago trying to become only the 3rd team in NBA history to win 3 in a row. No team has won 3 consecutive titles over the last 26 years. Scottie Pippen has 14. Only the Minneapolis Lakers and the Boston Celtics have won 3 straight championships. The 2 most recent teams to attempt it, the 89 Lakers and the 91 Pistons. Well, a friendly rim for Patrick Ewing. The Bulls 56 and the Knicks 54. Well, hand check by Starks. Jordan did not like it, and a foul has been called. That is the second committed by John Starks. Scott Williams checking in for Horace Grant. Let's go to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Marv, the reason that Horace is coming out, he's really been laboring with that bad ankle that he got kicked on earlier in the game. He had it retaped at halftime, but obviously it's still a little bit stiff. He'll take a seat. Marv?
All right, Ahmad, and B.J. Armstrong hits his second three-pointer of the day. B.J. with 14, the Bulls by 5.
There was another reason besides the bad ankle why Grant came out. It was his man, Charles Smith, that hit that wide-open jump shot before, because Grant went and gambled in the backcourt. Phil Jackson didn't like that. He quickly substituted. He has Grant on the bench along with his coaches, and he has been talking to him, trying to explain what he's supposed to do in his defensive rotation. So this is a little briefing session besides getting that ankle a little bit of rest.
Holding foul on Pippen. Charles Smith will go to the line. Charles Smith acquired from the L.A. Clippers along with Doc Rivers and Bo Kimball in the deal involving Mark Jackson. Charles went through training camp bothered by knee problems, was not in proper shape, at least Pat Riley's shape, and did not play well for long stretches of the season. He came in with the tag of being soft, then came on toward the end of the year, and in the playoffs, as we mentioned earlier, came up strong in the last 2 wins over the Charlotte Hornets, and he's played well here this afternoon.
And as you mentioned, he is a big plus, and there's a loose foul call on Oakley that time as the rebound took a little bit longer to come down than he anticipated, so he used both arms to try and gain a little bit of advantage. Instead of coming right down, it hangs there, the little shove in the back of Grant. And Oakley not real happy with himself because of it. But going back to Charles Smith, during the regular season against Chicago, he shot 57% from the floor, 90 from the foul line, and averaging over 12.5 points per game. So he's played well against Chicago.
Horace Grant is back on the floor, up front with Bill Cartwright and Scottie Pippen. Pippen to the fadeaway. Scottie Pippen with his 5th field goal. He's 5 out of 12 after the slow start he's come on, has 16 points. The Bulls by 6. They match their biggest lead of the game. Ewing. Rebound Oakley off the fake. He lost it.
This is a very difficult shot that Scottie Pippen made last trip down the floor. That's fading away over the top of a player that's about 3.5 inches taller, Charles Smith.
The Bulls have hit their last 4 shots. Pippen. Rebound Oakley. We were talking about this earlier with Michael Jordan. He feels the pressure is square on the shoulders of the Knicks, who must win here today or else they lose the home advantage. That's a foul as they double up on Ewing. And then he said, can you imagine if the Bulls beat the Knicks? Think of the possible panic and pressure on the Knicks for game number 2 here on Tuesday.
Well, that's it, Michael, talking trash, just kind of laying it out there so that someone might hear it in the Knicks locker room and perhaps get a tight elbow as they go up for one of those jump shots. That would be most important. But on that last foul, you saw one of the keys for New York, and that is how well will Patrick Ewing pass out of the double teams down low against this Chicago Bulls defense. It's going to be a big concern throughout the series.
Doc Rivers with a nice move. The Bulls 61, the Knicks 57. For Rivers, his first field goal. The steal by Rivers. Oh, look out. Pippen with a hard foul. Let's see how Jake O'Donnell handles it. Of course, Doc at times has won Academy Award honors, and he's all right. Oh, and apparently there were words. Smith and Pippen had words, and Pippen came chasing after Smith.
It starts back when Rivers makes the deflection and the steal and takes off. You never think that anybody's going to have a chance of catching him, but Scottie Pippen came from quite a distance behind to run him down. It's Pippen that throws the pass off the dribble. Rivers looks like he's got clear sailing, but Pippen from way behind catches him, and then it's the momentum which sends Rivers to the ground. He immediately grabs his head as if it hit down on the floor. From behind, Pippen goes for the block. There's no intent there to throw Rivers' body into the ground. It's just 2 great athletes and the speed and acceleration.